Welcome back. This is lesson D67, another exercise tutorial. In this lesson, we're going to learn how to build an optical visor. First, let's change the user coordinate system to front. Now activate the polyline command. Here's my start point. 4, tab 0, press enter. Let's activate ortho mode. That'll speed things up a bit. The first line, 7.5, enter. Second line, 1.5, press enter. Another line, 7.5, press enter. And a vertical line, 2.5, enter. Another horizontal line, 7.5, press enter. 0.5, press enter. And another 7.5, enter. Let's right-click and select Close. Next, I'm going to place a circle. I'll use the triple tangent option. Here's my first point of tangency, the second and third. And here's my circle. Now let's activate the Trim tool. Press Enter to trim everything by everything else. Just left-click to trim my geometry. And let's press Escape to exit the tool. Now we need to create a closed profile. To do so, I'll use the Edit Polyline command. Let's right-click and scroll to Multiple. Now we'll window select our geometry. Right-click to finish the selection. Convert to Polyline, type Y for yes, and press Enter. Let's select the Join option. For the fuzz distance, 0. Escape to exit the tool. Here's our closed profile. Let's activate the Extrude command now. Select our profile. Right-click to finish the selection. The distance will be 6 units. Press Enter to accept. Now let's go to the Solid tab. I'm going to activate the Taper Faces command. Select the face to taper. Right-click and Enter to finish the selection. We specify the base point, then the second point. Now the taper angle, let's say -5 degrees. Enter to accept. Taper again, select our faces. Right-click and Enter to finish the selection. Select the base point. And the second point, taper angle, will be -5 degrees. Enter to accept. And Escape to exit the tool. Now let's activate the Shell command. Select the solid. Right-click. Now let's select the faces to remove. And this face as well. Lastly, over here. Press Enter to finish the selection. Now we're prompted for the offset distance. Let's say 0.2 units. Enter to accept and execute. And let's exit the tool. By the way, one thing I did forget to mention, these measurements are done in centimeters. Let's go back to the Home tab. Activate the Line command. Dynamic UCS is active, as well as Ortho mode, which is toggled on. Let's say 4 units here. Press Enter and Escape to exit the tool. Now bring in a cylinder primitive, center point, radius. Oops, I forgot to change the user coordinate system. Let's select the face, accept. Now bring in the cylinder tool. Radius will be 6.5 units. Press Enter to accept. And for the height, just drag it down so it goes through the whole solid. Now we're ready for the Solid Subtract tool. Select the shell, right-click, now the cylinder, and right-click to finish and execute. Let's select this line and delete it. And let's go back to the World User Coordinate System. I want to make a cut in the front face of the optical visor. Let's bring in a box. Dynamic UCS is still active. It'll be 4 by 3 centimeters. Press Enter to accept. And for the height, let's just drag it out past the shell and drop it. Now Solid Subtract. Select the solid, right-click to finish, select our box, and press Enter. Let's apply some fillets now. I could have applied those fillets before I placed the shell. That would have saved me a couple steps. But since I didn't do it, I'm just going to do it now. Let's activate the fillet command. A radius value of 1 unit is pre-selected. Let's go with that. Select the edge to fillet, enter, and enter again to close the tool. Let's apply a second fillet now. Now for the outside fillet, we do need to consider the thickness of the shell. That's 2 millimeters in our case. Let's right-click and scroll to radius. Enter a value of 1.2 and press enter. Select the edge to fillet, press enter. Enter again to close the tool. We do need a couple more fillets. Right-click radius. Let's enter 0.25. Press enter. And let's select the inside edges. Enter, and enter again. Once again, the outside fillet should be 2 millimeters bigger. So the radius is going to have to be 0.45 units. Press enter. And let's select the outside edges. Enter to apply and accept, and enter again to close the tool. Lastly here, we need to create a hole. I'll select this face, accept, activate the cylinder tool, center point, radius, 0.25 units, press enter, and let's just drag out through the shell. Now the solid subtract tool. Let's take the main body and remove the cylinder. Enter to accept. Next, we're going to use the mirror tool. Right-click to finish our selection. Now we select the 3 points of the mirror plane. And third point, do we want to delete the source objects? No. And finally, let's combine these solids. Activate the Solid Combine command. Make our selections. Press Enter to execute. Let's go back to the world coordinate system and take a realistic view. And here is our optical visor. And this concludes exercise lesson 67.